Right, good morning everybody. I'm just going to try and as briefly as possible explain what NOTAMs are to people, because I was asked the other day by somebody who's saying I'm going to a base. I think they said I'm going to Mildenhall on such and such a day, let's say the 1st of October. Will there be anything flying? Now, like me, on most groups we get asked that same question day after day after day after day, and it winds up everybody. So I want people to learn to look up information for themselves. How do you know whether it's worth going to a website on a certain day? Well, NOTAMs are one of the best ways to help you. So this particular thing I'm filming, this is my own Google group, which is for civilian sightings I find. But anyway, I've put this information together and I'll show you where it is. But anyway, NOTAMs, click on that link there, which will take you to a Wikipedia article about NOTAMs. That's very useful. So I've already clicked on it, so I've got it up there. Once you're on that particular article, read it all, and then the most important part is format. This will explain the information you'll see on a NOTAM. A NOTAM is a notice to airmen, which is published so that airmen know whether there's an airport is open or shut, whether there's any runway work going on, whether there's any hazards in the area such as tall cranes, because obviously your plane could fly into them at night, because sometimes they forget to put the red warning lights on them, or the batteries fail, whatever. So notices to airmen contain all sorts of information. The format information here explains what they contain, and obviously it's the time and date that's the most important thing, so figure that out. Back to here. Also, there's a thing called OPSEC. You must click on that link and read that. Operational security. So for security reasons, I can't say go to RAF Mildenhall on the 1st of October 2019 at 2 PM if you want to see a flight of F-22 fighter jets landing. I can't say that, or I'm going to get in trouble. Some people leak the information and will say, you know, be at Mildenhall on the 1st of October in the afternoon and you might see some F-22s. People do it more briefly. You can't give a specific time, because that could help terrorists to know, oh, why don't we turn up at 2 o'clock and, you know, attack the plane, sort of thing. It's more brief, but I think for security reasons bases should give out information, because the more spotters you've got in an area, the harder it's going to be for terrorists to do anything, if you see my point. Anyway, and in general, I say, if you want to go and film planes, be there between 8 AM and 6 PM at any airport during daylight hours. That's when to go. I'm not going to tell you to go to Mildenhall at between 11 AM and 2 PM. I'm not going to tell you the peak time. If you're going to go somewhere, go there for the whole day and be lucky. I'm not going to narrow it down to a couple of hours. That's not good for security. And because things change, plans change, planes take off late, planes take off early, planes cancel their missions. If I tell people to go at a specific time and then something happens, I'm not putting up with any cheek from anybody. So understand what OPSEC is. Then I explain here, and I give you links you can click on. Here's a few of the websites that I use when I'm trying to find NOTAM information. So one is called Pilot Web, sorry. So click on that link, and I've set this up. This is going to go to the information about Cambridge. If you want it for a different airport, simply click on the main logo to get back to the main website and search for a different different airport. So read all the information on a NOTAM. So that's telling you today is the 1st of October, just to prove that. I'll film my computer screen there. So make sure you're looking at current information. And then the NOTAMs, that is a NOTAM. That section of information there, I'll zoom in as much as I can. That is one NOTAM there, okay? So Q. What does Q mean? Well, I've already told you. Look at the Wikipedia article. Q is the Q line holds the information about the NOTAMs with a basic NOTAM description. Okay, so let's go back to that. So that's the basic NOTAM description in line Q. Line A, EGSC. Well, that's the name of the airport. EGSC is Cambridge Airport. They all have a code, a 4-letter code. EGSC is Cambridge. So that's telling you this information is for Cambridge. B, What do you think that means there? What are those numbers? Well, go back to the Wikipedia NOTAM information. The B line contains the start date and time. So B is the start date and time. So go back there. Start date and time. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused. That looks like a time, doesn't it? That could be 7:10. Could that be 7:10 p.m.? Is that what they mean? No. No. 19 is 2019. 10 is October. 01 is the 1st of October. So that's how people get confused. They write them backwards to how most people think. You'd be amazed how many people get confused by that. And so what is the 720 bit? Can you work out what that is? So I've told you 19, 10, 01. What's the 0720 part? No, go back to the NOTAM bit. B line contains the start date and time. So let's go back to that. So the start date, as I've already shown you, to the left of where I've put the cursor, 1st of October, and they're saying 0720. So from 7:20 AM, this information is relevant. You see, it's quite confusing. I can admit, you know, when you first look at these, you think, what the hell is that long number? What does that mean? And then use your brain for 5 seconds and you work out, look backwards, and there's a time and date. It's not rocket science, as I have to keep saying to people. So many people get confused by this. And then C, what's the C line mean? Again, go back to, click on the tab you've got open for the Wikipedia NOTAM information. The C line contains the finish date and time. Okay, and they explain times are given in UTC. And just to confuse everybody, UTC, right, as I'm showing you, to me the time is 11:45. If I was to go to the popular website called flightradar24.com, which is used for tracking civilian information, just to confuse the crap out of everybody, they publish the time in UTC. So to them, it's 10:45 AM. But it's not. To me, it's 11:45. So UTC at the moment, at this time of year, is 1 hour behind the proper UK time, and I believe we're currently on GMT +1, so Greenwich Mean Time +1. It gets bloody confusing. But anyway, UTC is currently 1 hour behind the proper time in England. So back to this. So we know from 7:20 AM on the 1st of October 2019, this information is relevant, and it's relevant until, let's work that out, so 19, that's 2019, 10 is October, the 10th month, 01 is the 1st of October, so 3 o'clock, so 3 p.m. UTC, so that's 4 p.m. to me. So between 7:20, that's still that, so that's relevant. E, go back to the NOTAM information. The E line is the full NOTAM description. It's in English but can be heavily abbreviated. So let's have a look. So E is the full NOTAM. RFFS, I don't know what that is, downgraded to Cat 5. Could that be RF? You just got to use your brain sometimes. I could be wrong. RF, could that be refueling or something? Downgraded to Category 5. And it's also the fire service. FS could be fire. You'll have to Google that. Sometimes you have to Google the information, but it just means the things like the airport have to report when, let's say, one fire engine is out of commission and they're not capable of handling a big plane like a Boeing 777 on that particular day. Maybe they've only got enough firefighting capabilities to handle a Cessna 172. So what the actual thing is about, sometimes you can't make sense of it. Sometimes it will say crane erected 2 miles south of the airport. That makes perfect sense. RFFS, you'll have to Google. And then they tell you what date the NOTAM was created. So that was today at 7:21 AM. Somebody created that NOTAM. Again, source, you'll have to Google what that means. Source, I don't know if that means it's a person or an organisation. But there you go, that's what NOTAMs are. And currently for Cambridge, that's the first NOTAM. There's a second NOTAM. UAS. Well, sometimes you get unmanned aerial vehicle operating in the area. That can be another reasons for warning. There's a third NOTAM. There you go. Crane operating. So they warn planes in the area when there's cranes that they could potentially fly into. Crane is the third one. Fourth one, another UAS 45 is saying the Cambridge radar is out of service due to maintenance. Bloody hell. So when's that relevant? From the 2nd of... No, hold on. No. See, even I'm about to make it wrong. 23rd of October 2019, Cambridge is not even going to have a radar working. I've lost count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, bloody hell, 15. I make it, there's about 16 NOTAMs. So if you're intending to fly to Cambridge or fly out of Cambridge, you'd have 16 messages to look at today. And you'd have to understand all these things, and you'd have to use these to plan your flight, to understand where there's cranes, whether the radar's working, whether the fire service is capable of dealing with any problems. So that is that one website. I'm not saying you have to start with that website. I'm going to show you some other ones now. So I'm going to close that tab. Let's get rid of that. And let's go back to my website. So another one to use is NOTAM Info. Let's give it a second to load up. This is another website that shows NOTAMs, but in a totally different way. So if you, just to show you, I'm just turning the wheel on my mouse to zoom in. You'll work out how to use it. And then once you hold down your mouse button, you can then drag the map to where you want it. I'm going to try and find Cambridge, so I'm zooming in using the scroll wheel on my mouse. Now, Cambridge Airport is right there. Okay, and there's a number 3. So what does that mean? Let's click on 3, and that's showing you that there's 3 NOTAMs that they think are current for now. Okay, so again, it's just another way of finding NOTAMs for a specific area. It might be helpful to you if you're new to it. Use a map, drag it to whichever airport you want, click on that kind of bubble thing they do over the airports. Let's have a look. So that was Cambridge. Let's go. Some of you interested, there you go. There's currently 9 for Mildenhall, and there's currently 17 for Lakenheath. Let's have a look at Mildenhall, seeing as I've mentioned it. So again, you can see you've got these sliders, the grey, you can just slide down to move that down. No apron edge lights installed on hard stand. So things like that. It's mostly NOTAMs are to help pilots, but if you're a plane spotter, it's useful to you, because you, as I said, you can know when an airport's going to be shut for any reason, or when there's restricted opening time. So there's no point turning up at 6 AM if a NOTAM tells you the airport's closed till 11 AM. So there you go. That's how to use NOTAMs. That's another website to use. And if I just hold on, I wanted to close that. Click the little X. And you look how many NOTAMs there are. Look how many different airports there are. Look how much information you've got. You've never been so lucky to have this much information. So make use of it. So I'm going to close that tab now, and let's go back to my article. There's a third one, ourairports.com. Let's click on that. And again, I've got it currently set for Cambridge. So again, there's just another layout of the same information. It should be the same information that's on the other websites of all the different NOTAMs that are currently relevant. So again, I'm going to close that. And then after that, I've said bookmark. You can either bookmark each of those links in your browser, or it might be easy if you just simply click on that link there, which is my website, my Google group, which is what you're looking at right now. So if you click on that, it'll take you to my Google group there, and then bookmark it by clicking on the start. I'm presuming you're in Google, Chrome browser. Click on that and bookmark it and save it in whichever. Some of you just have one main bookmark bookmark tab, but some of you have more than one. So I'm just going to show you something. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I just got distracted by something. Just to show you, you can save bookmarks and you can create kind of folders. So I've got one that's just for aviation. So if I click on aviation, I've then got this huge great list of links that are to do with aviation, and you can create all kinds of different folders to have all your different bookmarks, because I must have thousands of bookmarks saved for all kinds of different reasons. So that's just to give you an idea. So let's go back to my article, back to my site. So bookmark my website and use that to find the NOTAM information. And then lastly, if you're into aviation, click on that link there. That's if you want to look at my videos. I recently went to the Duxford Air Show, Battle of Britain Air Show in September. All my videos are now online, and then there's all, I might as well show you. So click on that link. Don't forget to bookmark my link once you're on it, so you know how to keep coming back. Let's just show you. This is stuff I've filmed recently, so all my Duxford stuff should be at the top because that's the most recent stuff I've uploaded. If you want to find other stuff, click on playlists, and that's a way of grouping videos together by a certain topic. And for some reason recently YouTube have rearranged the layout of this, which is really annoying. So I've got these different playlists here. You can either click on that, which will then load up the next load of videos, or click on where it says created playlists, and there you go. That's how it used to be laid out, so you can see loads of different topics at once. So if you want some music to listen to, I've got music. I'm just trying to find, there you go, you've got the RF 100 fly past there, Duxford Air Festival in May. So this is the way to find a whole load of videos grouped together in one area. Right, that should be enough information to explain NOTAMs to anybody. Hope that's helpful to you. If you like this video, click like. Please subscribe to me. I've already got nearly 19,000 subscribers. If I click on home, let's go to home. Okay, obviously I can't subscribe to myself. But anyway, subscribe to me. You'll see a button to subscribe somewhere on YouTube when you're on YouTube. And thank you for watching. All right, bye bye.